This class that I'm going to do with you guys, or this little mini chair yoga session, is inspired by a full chair yoga class that I did with my regular chair yoga group, and it focuses on a pose called gate pose. And gate pose is really good for opening the hips, but also for the side body. So I'm hoping after we do this, your hips will feel a little more limber and that your side bodies will feel all nice and stretched out. So I am going to pop back into my chair. I invite you to actually get into a firm chair, and we'll ground our feet right under our knees. I'm sitting right on the edge of the chair. And then in this supported position, we're gonna lift the spine here, gently engaging the core to help lift and lengthen through your spine, open through your chest, relax your shoulder blades down the back, and then open your palms up. Face up on the knees is receiving energy, face down is more grounding. So you pick, do you need energy at this point in your day? Do you need to ground yourself because maybe you're feeling a little anxious? And then we'll gently tuck the chin and lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Close your eyes if you haven't already done so, and breathe in and out through your nose. So I recently read a book called Breathe by Jay Nestor, and it is all about how important it is to our bodies that we breathe through the nose, not the mouth. So yoga is a really good place to practice that. So just focus your mind on your breath. And try to find nice, long, deep inhales and exhales, filling the torso up, sending the breath into the belly and the back body, and then slowly releasing it, taking tension with it on each exhale. So after your next exhale, I invite you to open your eyes, and we'll extend the arms down by our sides. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, palms to heart center. Sweep your arms back up. Exhale, pull the palms down to heart center, and then we'll sweep up one more time. And this time we're going to interlace the hands and interlace the fingers and lift the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. So lifting here, and then I invite you to hinge over to the right, stretching out the left hand side of the body. So staying grounded through your left sit bone, and gently shifting your right shoulder forward, which opens up your top shoulder so you can peek up towards the ceiling. And then we'll come through center, lift again, and hinge over to the left, grounding through the right sit bone, finding lots of length through the side body, gently shifting the left shoulder forward to open more through the right shoulder, bringing your gaze up to the ceiling. And then we'll lift back up to center, relax the arms down. And now we're gonna find some seated cat-cows, but incorporating that arms lifted over the head in our motions as well. So we'll inhale, bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, lifting towards the ceiling, and then arch your tailbone back, bring your belly and your chest forward, gaze to the ceiling, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone, arch through the spine, and lower your hands down in front of you, pushing them away. Inhale, lift. Nice little bend in the spine, and then exhale, come down, tucking from tailbone all the way to the chin, stretching your hands away, and then we'll lift up again, and exhale, come down one more time. And then we'll lift back up to a nice long spine, releasing your hands, and we're gonna find a seated figure 4 stretch. So grounding the left foot, bringing the right ankle up onto the left knee, and grounding both hands on your shin, lifting through your spine and gently tucking your chin so you feel really long from your tailbone to the top of your head. And then we'll hinge forward. And for most of us, this is just going to be like a micro movement, and you'll get tons of really nice stretching sensation through the outside of your right hip. So if your low back is ever talking to you while you're sitting at your desk, this is a great stretch to do to give your low back a little bit of a release. And then we'll lift back up and switch to the other side, grounding that right foot, aligning your toes in front of your ankle, flexing the left foot, grounding the hands, lengthening the spine, and then hinging into the stretch for the left hip. Gaze right to the floor and continuing to breathe in and out through the nose here. And then we're gonna lift up, release the left foot, and come into a standing position with our bodies in front of the seat of the chair. And we'll ground down through both feet, coming into mountain pose. So really feeling engaged all the way from your feet, up your legs, through your torso, right out the top of the head. Feeling the energy of this posture for a moment, and then we're gonna sweep the arms up over the head, find the left wrist with the right fingertips, lift the arms to the ceiling, and exhale, hinge over to the right, stretching out the left-hand side of the body. And then we'll come back through center, relax your arms down, just to sweep them right back up, lifting on an inhale and exhale, hinging over to the left. Stretching out the right-hand side of the body, not collapsing that top shoulder in, and then we'll come back to standing, release the hands, inhale, sweep your arms up. We're gonna sit into a chair pose, Utkatasana, awkward pose. So we're not actually in our yoga chairs, but then we're gonna ground the hands to the seat of the chair. Inhale, lift the tailbone, relax the belly, open through the chest and the throat into a cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, arch the spine, push the chair away, cat. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine, and we're gonna step the feet back to find down dog. So you guys are becoming old pros at chair down dog, keeping the hands grounded and stretching your sit bones away, grounding through both feet. This afternoon, I invite you to pedal your knees here and just get the backs of the legs moving a little bit more, and maybe a little more release through your low back. So pedaling your knees back and forth. And then we'll come to stillness, stretching out the spine a little bit more, and then walking halfway back in towards the chair, lifting on an inhale and exhale with a nice little bend in your knees into a forward fold. So you can keep your hands on your knees here in forward fold, or you can bring them down to the legs of your chair or maybe even your mat. But wherever you are, we're gonna ground down through the right hand, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, and inhale the left arm up into a twist, following it with your gaze if that's accessible to you. And then we'll exhale, switch, grounding the left hand, bending the left knee, straightening the right leg, and inhaling the right arm up, following it with the gaze if you can. And then exhale, coming back through center, lengthening the spine, and dropping back into your forward fold. Finding the breath here, feeling the back of the legs lengthen, And then we'll inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, palms to heart center. Next, we're going to come into a standing warrior two pose. So my right toes are facing towards the seat of my chair. My left foot is parallel. I'm guessing most of you do not have a yoga mat, and that's totally fine. So you're creating enough space between your feet so you can bring some bend into your front leg. And if your front foot slid back, it would hit the arch of your back foot. And then we're going to inhale our arms out wide. So this is warrior two pose. And then we're going to exhale, tip the right hand to the seat of the chair, and inhale the left arm up and over for a reverse warrior two or side angle pose. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we'll inhale, rise up, give that front knee a break, and then bring the right arm up and over to reverse triangle pose. And then let's go back to our warrior two, dropping the hand, finding the side angle stretch. And then inhale, rise up, and straighten the front leg, tuck the back arm, reverse warrior. Now we'll come back to center, and we're gonna bring that right foot up onto the seat of the chair, aligning your left foot right under your hip. And we're going to explore some of those same motions, but with our leg in a slightly different position, more elevated. So we'll bring right elbow to right knee. Inhale your left arm up and over. So hopefully experiencing a different stretch here. And then exhale, lift up. And tuck the left arm behind the back, right arm up and over the head. And then inhale, come back to side angle with your foot on the seat of the chair. And then come back up and over. And then we'll rise up. And now we're maybe gonna have to heel toe that left foot a little farther away so we can extend the right leg coming onto the heel of your right foot. Hopefully everybody can access this. If not, you could have your foot on 2 blocks or something lower down, maybe a stool. And from here, I'm flexing my toes back towards my body. And I'm gonna take my right hand and just gently slide it down the leg and inhale the left arm up and over. So this is gate pose with the leg supported by the chair. And then we'll rise back up. Flatten the foot back onto the seat of the chair. And before we switch to the other side, we're just gonna find a forward fold. Inhaling your arms high and exhale, forward fold. So just coming into a ragdoll shape here. You're not trying to get your hands to the floor. You're just melting and hanging out here, feeling the stretch in the legs. And then when you're ready, rise back up. On an inhale, exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Now we'll do the same postures on the second side. So flipping your chair around or whatever you need to do to orient yourself so your left toes are pointing towards the seat of the chair and your right foot is parallel. Again, if the left foot slid back, it would hit the arch of your right foot. Not being afraid to bring some bend into this front knee, but keeping the knee over the ankle. And then we'll inhale our arms wide. Exhale, side angle with left hand on the seat of the chair, right arm up and over. And then we'll inhale, rise up, straightening the front leg and tipping to a reverse triangle pose. Inhale, coming up, grounding back down, stretching through the whole right hand side of the body, and then rising up again and taking that left arm up and over, straightening the front leg, and then rising to standing. Now we'll find the same postures with the left foot on the seat of the chair. So before we begin moving, taking a moment to make sure your right toes are pointing straight forward. And then we'll inhale the arms wide. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhaling right arm up and over. Exhale, tip the opposite direction, taking the gaze to the ceiling. And then come back to your side angle stretch. And exhale, undulate back over to the right one more time. And then we'll come back to center. Extending the left leg, adjusting your body so that you can do that. And find that standing gate pose, flexing the toes towards the face, sliding the left hand gently down the left leg, inhaling the right arm up and over, turning so your gaze is looking up at your top hand, and breathing here. And then we'll rise back up, sliding the left foot back onto the seat of the chair, heel toeing your right foot back so you can have a 90 degree on the chair leg, and the right foot right under your right hip. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Just let the head and the neck and the upper back and the shoulders just hang super heavy here. You can engage the belly here to protect your low back. And just stretch out through the hips and the back of the legs. And then we'll roll back up to standing on an inhale. And exhale, bring the palms to heart center. Great. So now we're going to return to a seated position. And with all that good hip opening work, I invite you to take your knees wide. My toes are pointing at like 45-degree angles, both feet grounded on the floor. Inhale the arms high, lift, engage your belly, and exhale, forward fold into a chair, balasana or child's pose, grounding your fingertips or your palms to the floor, or maybe a book or something you have there in your office to bring the floor up to you. And finding a little more hip opening here, a little more release. And then we'll roll up back to a seated position. And I'm going to share with you what I'm calling a chair malasana or squat pose. And we're going to come up on our toes and bring the soles of our feet together. So this can also be done with the feet on a block or with a block between the feet, but we're opening the knees. And with your feet in this position, just try to find a really long spine here, engaging through your belly, relaxing your shoulders down, gently tucking the chin, and refocusing in on your breath. Finding a couple more deep inhales and exhales through your nose. Reminding yourself whenever you feel tense or that you need to let go, you can come to the breath. And then we'll release out, relaxing the feet. Bring our hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.